Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the channel, Shelly's Millions. In today's video, I actually want to talk about what's wrong with my 401k. So here's why I think something's wrong. The advice is usually and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not advising you guys what to do with your 401k. I I just feel like something's wrong with mine. The advice that I normally read says put the money in the 401k and kind of set it and forget it, right? And there's a category for how risk tolerant you are. There's different investments that you can put your 401k in. You're supposed to diversify it. According to all the advice that I've read, right? That's, just random articles throughout the years. According to my understanding, you're supposed to diversify. You're supposed to make sure that none of the fees are too high, and you're supposed to contribute regularly. The thing is, I have been and then you're just kind of supposed to set it and forget it. They tell you not to check your 401k too frequently because I think for a lot of people, if you do have a large money in your 401k, you're more likely to put it in and be very tempted to take it out if you see the balance dip. So that is not an issue for me. I know that that's normal. So I check it somewhat regularly. And therein lies part of the problem. Richard says that he's punched a time clock for 43 years and he's never had a job that offered a pension or a 401k. Most jobs do not offer pensions anymore unless they're a government job. And even some of those I don't think are offering pensions anymore. 401k, a lot of employers do offer those now. They don't always offer a match. Sometimes they just offer you the ability to do it. And I would still probably recommend doing it even if there wasn't a match, just to get used to the savings. And even without an employer match, it can still grow. My employer does match, right? So they say if you don't invest at least up to the amount that your employer matches, that you're leaving money on the table. For my company, they match 25% of up to the first 15%. I got my list here from when I went to Ireland. Also, it is Sherwin-Williams canceled their 401k. A lot of companies are either canceling their 401k or they're no longer offering the match, right? So my company it's not my company, no, I don't own it. The company where I work, they offer, I'm going to show up, 15% of up to the first 6%. We're going to change my pen so that you can actually see it. Where is it? Well, I look for a pen that you guys are going to be able to see. Take a moment and like the video. And happy Sunday, everybody. We are in October. We're full blown in October. So it's time to bust out one of my favorite sweaters. I was like, why haven't I already worn this? Because normally I'm all about Halloween the whole month of October. But I know why, because the beginning of October seemed too soon. And then I didn't go live when I was in Ireland. And then last week I wore the shirt that I got from Ireland. And so now it's time for the Halloween sweater. Anyway, okay. So 15% of up to 6%. So a really quick example would be if every 2 weeks I made $1,000. And luckily I make a little bit more than this, but this is the example that I do to my staff. So if I made $1,000, 6% of that is 60, then the company 25%. Oh, 15%. It's 25%. Sorry. Oh my goodness. 25%. No, it's 15%. Have I been doing the math wrong? 15. Maybe it's 25%. It's got to be 25%. It's 25%. We'll look at that in a second. 25%. So 25% of 60 is $15. I think I had that backwards. So I was thinking $15, 15%. Anyway. Oh, happy early birthday, Richard. Do you have any plans? Also, if you guys would like me to switch topics and talk about, I really need to do this. I need to look at what's wrong with my 401k at some point. And I thought it might be helpful to do it with you guys, but if you guys would, oh, that's okay. That is okay. I hope you're off doing something fun. Have such a great time, whatever you're doing. I hope it's something fun and not something not fun. Happy early birthday and no worries. Okay. So this $15, but that's every paycheck, right? And I've worked for the company. Let's do the math on that really quick. I'm going to switch to my calculator here. So I've worked for the company, we're going to call it 30 years. So, and 30 years, and we get 26 paychecks a year times, and then we get 15. Is that right? $15? That seems like a lot of money. Is that right? $15 times 26 paychecks is 390 times 30 years, $11,700. That's crazy when you put the math on like that. So just by, and I mean, I know 30 years is a long time. I don't want to divide it by the number of years or anything like that. But just 15 extra dollars that they're giving me, even if I didn't make any money in the stock market, in my 401k, that's a free $11,700 just by going ahead and investing in the 401k. So they always say don't leave free money on the table. That's the first time I've ever done the actual math to see what that amount adds up to, and that's not small change, right? I am aware that most people do not have a job and work that job for 30 years, but I have. And honestly, guys, at this point, my paychecks are probably they're more than $1,000. So, for 2 weeks, and so that number that's free money essentially, right? That I've got just because I've done the company's 401k. So that's why they're saying don't leave that money on the table. And it's so funny because I think two things when I'm explaining 401k to my staff. Number one is they think that we're investing the money back into the company. And for us, that's not true. Um, we're given like a list. We do ours through ADP, which is also a payroll company. And then you choose from certain investments. I'm not investing money back into the company where I work. And honestly, guys, I'm not sure if I would, right? Movie theaters in general are struggling. So PS, go see a movie. Tuesdays are the cheapest day to go. But I think the staff, oh, so one, the staff don't quite understand what they're investing their money in. They think, yeah, good jobs are being taken over by AI. And it's a little bit it's troublesome even to me. I do what essentially is I'm a manager, but essentially the majority of my job is customer service. And sometimes I think of my employees as my customers. It's my job to make them happy. It's my job to balance their needs with the needs of the company. It's my job to go out there and still do customer service. Their job is also customer service, but so is mine. And I get the customers that are probably more upset that my staff aren't able to win over and smooth over. But yeah, customer service jobs are being taken over by AI. And I don't think there's too many aspects to my job. Like it's not just customer service, but there's a Tesla diner that just opened not too far from me, and the Tesla robot is scooping popcorn. Guess what another big part of my job is? Scooping popcorn. Still, even as a manager. But that Tesla robot, it does not scoop popcorn nearly as fast or as efficiently as myself or any of my staff members do. So I'm not too worried about that right now. It's not like filling the bag full. It like moves slow when it's handing the bag. Like they call it a rush. You need to be able to move fast during the rush, and the Tesla robot does not move fast, or at least it didn't. It'd probably be weird if it did. Anyway, but the Tesla robot was 100% serving popcorn. And does that make me nervous? Yes, 100%. Um, it differs. So right now, I have a staff with my managers of about 25, and then I would make the 26th. It's been up to 100, 120 employees. It depends on the size of a location. Um, so yeah, right now, including myself, it's about 25 employees. Okay. So anyway, 401k, it's really crazy. So one, I think that the staff think that by me trying, and I once, this is somebody that I'm still close to this day. I was telling him about the 401k and he was like, well, what do you get out of it? Nothing. I just get the satisfaction of like hoping to help you guys secure like a better future for yourselves. But I guess I was like pushing it too much. And so he really thought that like that I was gonna get something personally, like if I got X number of employees to sign up for 401k. Not the case at all. But anyway, I think that there's a lot of employees who look at a free $15 a paycheck and they think that's nothing. They think they don't care about $15. It's the same mentality, in my opinion. I have people tell me in terms of picking up change off the street, they say, I don't bend over unless it's silver. And then as the years have gone by, that same person's like, I don't bend over unless it's green, unless it's like dollars. I will still pick up a penny. Um, why not? It adds up. It will spend somewhere. It takes 2 seconds. I'm, like, walking past it anyway, so might as well pick it up. But some people have that mentality about, like, well, it's 15 extra dollars every 2 weeks. Who cares? It's not enough, right? Like, and there's part of me that can understand that mentality, right? There's part of me that's like, yeah, $15 isn't a lot of money. It's not gonna buy you a tank of gas. It's barely gonna buy you a sandwich in LA, right? But guess what? Over 30 years, try and tell me that $12,000, 11,700. Try and tell me that that's not a lot of money, because you're not gonna convince me that that's not a lot of money. That's a used car. That's maybe 2 used cars. That's a used car and car maintenance for and insurance probably for 5 years. That, depending on where you live, could be a down payment on a house. Like, that's a lot of money. That $15 adds up, but it's hard, especially, like, with employees who are younger, to get them to think long term, and I can't believe, thanks, company. Thanks for matching my 401k. There are companies out there that have better 401k matches. They match 100%, and there's not a cap on how much they do. Okay, Scattershot 8 says, "Once a year, the fund manager should come in and explain the investments to the employees." They and I don't so, oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna admit this. Number 1, I would like that job. If there's a job, if anybody who's watching and they wanna hire me, I'm not trying to quit my job, but, like, I'll do this in addition to my current job, right? I'll just ask for, like, 1 day off a week. If you're a 401k company and you need somebody to go and hype up people's employees about the 401k program, me and my $11,000 will I'll go do it. I'll go speak in public to people about the benefits of the 401k. Hi, Bella. Richard said, in 43 years of working, my highest rate of pay was 1368. You cleaned office buildings. That's really respectable. And I think you've been retired for a long time. When I first started working, I made $4.75 an hour. And I have that same job and I'm now salaried. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's a respectable wage, considering I think wait, you told me you're turning 67, so you're pretty much 20 years older than me. So for the difference in time, I think that's great. So yeah, It's hard to invest. It's hard. Anyway, um, so my staff, I think it's hard for them to see the value of $15 every 2 weeks. And they think that they're investing in the company. And I will say, I've had lots of employees who seem interested, and then I just lose them. It's like they go dead in the eyes when I start talking about the investment part. And now there is something called a target date fund. A target date fund is you pick the year closest to when you retire, and you um you just kind of pick that one investment, and they choose the investments for you based on that. Those have higher management fees, right? Because they're more involved. Richard, I still think, I think for your line of work, um, I think that that's a respectable amount of money. I hope you don't feel bad about that. Scattershot 8 says, I clean office buildings now since I got aged out of my desk job. That's interesting. You guys, so I am 48, and it's starting to get hard to go upstairs. It's starting to get harder to stand on my feet all day. I think I just need to go to the gym more, but I don't know. Like, it's not getting easier. I will say that much. Okay. So there's a target date fund which will do the investments for you, but it has higher fees because it's more actively managed, right? If someone is changing your investments for you every year you get older, then that plays into it's more actively managed. They're just doing more for you, and they're going to charge you more for that. Here's why I think something's wrong with my 401k. A lot of people, like the stock market has gone up, I want to say almost 30% this year. It's something crazy, right? And even my investments in like Robinhood have gone up a lot. And oh, sorry, I'm getting like super hot in here. I think it's like the lights. Whew. We're at the time where like I'm still a little bit warm and my mom's definitely really cold. Also, maybe it's that I have on a sweater. I don't know. But anyway, um a lot of people's money in the stock market has just gone up and up and up and up and up. And 401ks, it's not always individual stocks, but it's tied to the stock market. It can be mutual funds, it can be investment categories, all of these things. Well, since 2020, my 401k has pretty much it stayed flat pretty much. Instead of going up and up and up and up, it's hovered between, I want to say like 386,000 is maybe the low, and the high is 416,000 maybe. So that's a difference of $40,000. But keep in mind, like every year I'm putting in 2020, I didn't work a lot, but actually, I think I still contributed to my 401k because that was the year I made a lot of money with YouTube, and I put all that money into a 401k. Because if I don't cool off in a second, I'm probably gonna have to end this live early. I hope I don't have to do that, but I'm like all of a sudden like not feeling great. My legs are getting clammy. Anyway, um, so I've put in about 40,000, which is the difference, right? So from 2020, and even there's been times this year when it's dropped down that low to 20, we're almost in 2026. And it's not right there right now. So let's just look, right? And they're saying they used to say 8% was what you would get on returns, but a lot of people have gotten 10% returns. And a lot of people have gotten even more than that. I just don't think that my 401k is growing the way I want it to. So I want to pull it up and look at it and try and get it better. Okay, hold on. All right, so let's look at where it is. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone real quick. Hold on 1 second. Okay, Scattershot says that they automatically invest $100 in your IRA every 5 days, diversified within 5 categories: equity, dividend, large cap, etc. Perfect. I love that. Um, I haven't looked at it, right? Because that's what I was starting to say earlier. I haven't looked at my individual the things that I picked. And I think I'm gonna know what category. I have some emerging international markets, which are high risk, and I have a feeling that that's the category that is losing. So right now, my 401k is at 411,899. So it's not even at the high right now. Ba, 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 ba. So, I mean, I guess maybe can you see that? So over the 5 year, I guess it is over 10%, and over the 3 year, it's actually at 17%. But keep in mind, it actually crashed really bad in 2020, so that's still being captured in all of these numbers. And then we also have, but that 1 year number, the quarter number, those are not great. And I just, even though they tell you not to look at it, I think and make, you're not supposed to make like snap decision making changes. I do think that you should go in and look at it. Okay. Richard wants to know, do I invest in precious metals? I don't. Too scary for me. So you mean like gold and silver? I don't. And I don't know enough about the best way to do that. Do people just if I go and I buy myself a piece of gold jewelry, is that an investment? I think it can be, right? Like definitely people can sell their jewels for money. But yeah, oh my God, you guys, I'm so hot. I don't feel good all of a sudden. What is wrong with me? Okay. Let me see if I can pull up my ADP. Okay. Um, my ADP on my computer. Hang on one second. Oops. Um, ADP.com login. All right, so I'm trying to log into my ADP account so that I can show you guys so that we can look together. ADP so that I can show you guys my 401k stuff. Access 401k and retirement. I'm not sharing it because I'm gonna have to log in. Employee login. And hopefully I can share without having like all my account information showing. Let's see here. I don't think that's it. Could this be? No, I think it's. Okay, I'm having trouble logging on and I'm just not feeling good. I need to take off this sweater, I think. So I need to change. Yeah, I think there's like a big between this sweater and I have like a big light. I think that's what's going on. But yeah, I feel like I'm like about to sweat. So I think I'm gonna head out early today. But I need to check my 401k. Okay, I'm going to read a couple comments because sometimes I think, oh, if I just don't think about it, I'll be okay. All right. In the last 3 years retired, your 401k is up 30 years. Do the work match amount and start individual 401k. And AI can't take away cleaning jobs. That's true. Unless those robots can clean, because if that stupid thing can do popcorn, it can probably clean. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really want to look at my 401k. What is it? Oh, but I might not be able to. I might need to go take this sweater off. I would do it right now, but I don't have anything. I have like a, undergarments, but that's it. All right, guys, I do think I'm going to have to go. All right. Well, we'll pick this up next week. All right. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Also, the Dodgers won, and that's super exciting. All right, you guys, I'm going to go because I'm like sweating. All right. Happy Sunday. This is like the second time I've gotten sick, and I feel like this is a good live, and I hate when that happens. All right. We'll pick it up next week.